next storm, and it's definitely not something that I would like to sign up for, but we're grateful for guys like Brandon and his team from Live Storm Media that are able to get us these really amazing pictures for us.
And having lived in Oklahoma, I do recall the El Reno tornado, and that was a total disaster because of what he just alluded to. It was not good.
Yeah.
Not good, because they tried to corral people, and just turned out that tornado was so active that it just was horrible.
Well, it's Mother Nature too, right? And as much as you try and science your way out of it and figure out where it's going to go, just like this, we thought this was going to be a little bit different than what it is. And we have some of the best minds in science, not only here at the KFDM station, but around the country. And everybody was agreeing on its path. And it's really been a lot different than we assumed that it would be. The other interesting thing that I want to mention when it comes to Brandon that he noted, and I think it's so important and it's so unique, I think, to Southeast Texas, is the way that Southeast Texans do come together after we have so much heartache and folks have lost everything and they have to clean out and muck out their own homes, and but they go and help their neighbor as well. You know, very long, hard, arduous job and work, and they still do it. We all come together.
That's what it's all about. Lending a helping hand.
And you know your neighbors here, which I think is so refreshing. In a lot of other parts of the country, you have no idea what your neighbor's name is. And you have folks that are checking on the elderly and asking if they need help to evacuate or a warm meal or water, things like that. So, you know, in the midst of hopelessness and heartache, there are some bright spots.
And speaking of the elderly, as if you knew what we were going to do next, a senior living facility in College Station is lending a helping hand for those who are living in Laura's path. 24 hours ago, Sedalis Senior Living got the call that Pelican Bay in Beaumont needed a place to evacuate residents who couldn't go with their families.
They came by bus. 32 residents from Pelican Bay Senior Living in Beaumont needing a safe place to ride out Hurricane Laura. People like May Thomas.
Kind of scary, but now since the sun is shining, it kind of takes your mind away from it.
I'm worried about my home, but you know, that's replaceable, but a life I can't get back. So I'm just glad to be with the residents who are safe here. So just ready for it to be over.
Marianne Washington has worked at Pelican Bay for 8 years and packed up residents to come to College Station.
It's nothing new to me.
It's a quite monumental feat to pack everybody up and get all their belongings, but it's been incredible. We left early this morning and had a smooth drive in and just a very smooth transition.
On the Sedalis side, they had to get all the rooms, food, and supplies together and make sure they had enough PPE.
Right now we have to make sure, first of all, nobody with either community had COVID, so both of us are COVID free.
Tracy Taylor, the president of Sedalis, says they're happy to lend a hand.
Well, I think because the senior living industry, we've taken such a hit with COVID that it's really important right now that we all help each other out. So we're thrilled to be able to help them.
I'm enjoying myself. I didn't expect to even see this or, you know, even come to this place.
And for safekeeping, they're staying for a week unless their building is affected more than they hoped it won't be.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. So our meteorologists are working on the latest path of Laura and some of its sustained wind. So they're working on that right now. In the meantime, I believe we have another story. Obviously, you know, we know from experience that this is when hurricanes really hit, right? We saw Harvey 3 years ago during this same time. So as we are approaching the peak of hurricane season for us here in Southeast Texas, obviously we are here for Laura again, and it's in the same path that we've seen so many other storms make. So here's meteorologist Chad Sandwell taking a look at the difference and the similarities between our most recent storms.